All right, I'll show you one more with router 2, let's say. We'll go into router 2. I'll try to do this quickly. So go into interface serial 2/0, and I'm going to need to get rid of the IP address. No IP address 10.0.0.2. Okay, and no encapsulation frame relay. Okay, so that resets the interface. All right, Control C. All right, I'm going to go back in now. All right, interface serial 2/0. Oops, interface serial 2/0, and I'm going to turn encapsulation frame relay back on. All right, now frame relay is back on. I'm going to do a no shut. Make sure the interface is up, which we already knew it was up, but still it's good to do that because it might be a shut down interface the first time you get there. Now we can go into the sub interfaces. So interface serial 2/0 dot, and now I'm going to name them after my DLCI. So 201 is going to go to router 1, and 203 is going to go to router 3. So we'll start with 201. So 201 point to, I was trying to get tab completion to work, point to point. Okay, so now I'm in sub-interface mode, and I can do IP address, and let's see what IP address we said. So going this way would be 10.0.0.2. 10.0.0.2 with a 24/24 subnet mask. Whoops. .255.255.0. Bandwidth 64. Frame relay. Interface DLCI. And this is 201 going to router 1. So 201. Done. Now, interface, that was 201. Now I'll do interface 203 going to router 3. So interface serial 2/0.203 point to point. Make another sub interface. All right. And set the IP address. Let's just double check what we decided to do it as. 10.0.2.1. All right. 10.0.1, 2, and bandwidth 64, and frame relay interface DLCI 203. All right, and now that's done. And so now all we have to do is the last router, and we'll be all set, and everything should work. Okay, time for the last router. We'll go to this router. Command line interface, enable conf t, interface 2/0, no IP address .0.0.1, no IP address, and then we'll say no encapsulation frame dash relay, and then I could even shut it down if I want, shut down the interface. Now I'll bring the interface back up. I'll just put in interface serial 2/0 again, and then this time I'll give it an IP address. No, I won't give it an IP address, I'm sorry. I will say encapsulation frame relay, and then no shut to turn it back up. Okay, so now the physical interface has encapsulation frame relay and it's active. Now I can go into the sub interfaces. So interface serial 2/0, and we'll start with, we will do 103 going to router 3 first. So we'll say dot 103 point to point, and then IP address. I've got to give it the IP address, which will be 10.0.1.1. And then the subnet mask, and then bandwidth 64, frame relay, interface DLCI, and this is going to router 3, so it's going to be 103. Alright, and that's done. And now we can just do the other sub interface. So I'll go up arrow until I get to this, and now we're going to go to router 2, so this will be 102 point to point. Alright, and then IP address is 10.0.1, and then bandwidth 64, and then frame relay interface, and this is going to 102. So I'll say 102. Alright, and now everything is configured, and we should have communications. So I'll try to communicate from 1.100 to 5.100. So we'll set that up. Desktop command prompt. And we'll say ping 192.168.5.100, and we'll see how that goes. It might take a second here. And there's the reply, and we're back up. So now we've got our sub interfaces. If you open up the router, let's say Control C, show frame relay map, you can see here that we've got our sub interfaces, right? Point-to-point DLCI and the DLCI numbers, broadcast, and perfect.